Knots Landing wasn't just a hit TV show of the 1980s, it was a cultural phenomenon. With unforgettable storylines and vibrant characters, it won the hearts of millions. But behind the fame and primetime glory, many of the stars faced heartbreaking realities. Sudden deaths, private battles with illness, and deep loneliness off-screen. Today, we pay tribute to those beloved actors. Their stories didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. This is a remembrance of the lives, the legacies, and the light they left behind. Larry Hagman, born on September 21, 1931, in Fort Worth, Texas, was one of the most iconic figures in American television. He rose to fame as J.R. Ewing on Dallas, a ruthless and powerful villain who became a cultural phenomenon. What many may not know is that he also appeared in Knots Landing as the same character, creating a rare crossover between two legendary shows. At 49, Hagman brought the same sharpness and intensity to Knots Landing, adding more intrigue to the storylines. Behind his success, however, was a long struggle with alcoholism, which led to severe liver damage and a transplant in 1995. Later in life, he was diagnosed with leukemia and passed away on November 23, 2012, in Dallas at the age of 81. Despite his health battles, Larry Hagman left behind an unforgettable legacy. As one of television's most memorable villains and a star whose influence still resonates with audiences today. Kevin Dobson, born on March 18, 1943, in Jackson Heights, New York, was more than just an actor. He was a symbol of integrity and warmth on American television. In 1982, at the age of 39, he joined Knots Landing as Patrick McKenzie, a dedicated attorney and moral compass in a neighborhood filled with turmoil. His quiet strength and heartfelt performance brought a deep sense of humanity to the series, earning him a place in the hearts of viewers for over a decade. For 11 seasons, he wasn't just playing a role. He was embodying justice, compassion, and decency. After stepping away from the spotlight, Kevin continued to serve others, especially through his support for veteran organizations. On September 6, 2020, he passed away in Stockton, California, at the age of 77, due to complications from an autoimmune disease. Though he is no longer with us, his legacy lives on, as a beloved figure who brought kindness to his characters and carried that same grace into real life. He will never be forgotten. Julie Harris, born on December 2, 1925, in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, was not just an actress. She was a true icon of American theater. A 5-time Tony Award winner, she brought depth and grace to every role she touched. In 1980, at the age of 55, she joined Knots Landing as Lily Mae Clements, a quirky former country singer fiercely devoted to her daughter, Valine. Her performance added layers of emotion and psychological nuance that gave the show a deeper sense of realism and heart. While television audiences came to love her, it was on stage where she truly shined, in unforgettable performances like The Belle of Amherst and I Am a Camera. Behind the curtain, her life held its share of heartache. 3 failed marriages and a distant relationship with her son. Yet through it all, Julie Harris remained a devoted artist, respected for her quiet brilliance and unwavering passion for the craft. She passed away on August 24, 2013, from heart failure at the age of 87. Her legacy lives on in every performance, every stage, and every soul she touched. Ava Gardner, born on December 24, 1922, in Grabtown, North Carolina, was one of the most captivating stars of Hollywood's golden age. Known for her mesmerizing beauty and magnetic presence, she became a screen legend in classics like The Killers, 1946, and Magambo, 1953, which earned her an Academy Award nomination. In 1985, at the age of 63, Ava made a rare television appearance on Knots Landing as Ruth Sumner Galveston, a powerful, intelligent, and enigmatic woman. Though her role was brief, her presence brought a striking elegance and emotional weight to the series, as if the golden era of cinema had stepped into the world of primetime drama. Her personal life was just as storied, marked by 3 marriages, including a passionate and unforgettable romance with Frank Sinatra. Ava Gardner passed away peacefully on January 25, 1990, at the age of 67, from complications of pneumonia. Though she is gone, her legacy endures, an eternal icon of grace, beauty, and timeless talent. Larry Riley, born on June 20th, 1952, in Memphis, Tennessee, was a man of many talents. An actor, singer, and musician whose gifts shined both on the Broadway stage and on television. In 1988, at the age of 36, he joined Knots Landing as Frank Williams, a devoted husband, a loving father, and the show's first recurring African-American character. His portrayal was groundbreaking, not just for its representation, but for the quiet strength and humanity he brought to the role. Before his time on television, Riley earned critical acclaim, winning an Obie Award and delivering powerful performances in A Soldier's Play and the film Dreamgirls. Behind the scenes, he was fighting a silent battle, living with AIDS, a diagnosis he kept private in an era of deep stigma and fear. Larry Riley passed away on June 6, 1992, just 2 weeks shy of his 40th birthday. Gone far too soon, he left behind more than performances. He left a legacy of talent, resilience, and quiet bravery that continues to inspire. Don Murray, born on July 31, 1929, in Los Angeles, California, was one of the standout faces of American cinema in the 1950s. His film career began with a bang, earning an Academy Award nomination for his very first role, opposite Marilyn Monroe in Bus Stop, 1956. It was the start of a remarkable journey that would span decades. In 1979, at the age of 50, he joined Knots Landing as Sid Fairgate, a kind-hearted husband and the show's moral compass. Sid brought warmth, honesty, and integrity to a world often clouded by secrets and manipulation. Though his time on the series lasted only 2 seasons, his character left a lasting impression, and his early exit from the show was deeply felt by fans. Off-screen, his life saw personal challenges, including a divorce from actress Hope Lang. Don Murray passed away on February 2, 2024, in Goleta, California, at the age of 94. He is remembered as a quiet force in Hollywood, tenacious, humble, and deeply respected for a career built on substance and sincerity. Doug Sheehan, born on April 27, 1949, in Santa Monica, California, was a beloved television actor who left a lasting mark on audiences in the 1980s. In 1983, at the age of 34, he joined Knots Landing as Ben Gibson, an idealistic journalist, a man of integrity, and the second husband of Valine Ewing. His character brought a thoughtful balance to the show's web of secrets and schemes, standing firm in truth and conviction amid chaos. Before his time in Knots Landing, Doug had already gained acclaim with an Emmy nomination for his role as Joe Kelly on General Hospital, solidifying his place in daytime television history. As the years passed, he gradually stepped away from the spotlight, choosing a quieter life out of the public eye. On June 29, 2024, Doug Sheehan passed away in Wyoming at the age of 75. Though long removed from Hollywood, he is remembered fondly as a genuine presence, an honest face in a complicated world, and a key part of Knots Landing's enduring legacy. Steve Shaw, born on February 19, 1965, was a rising star whose heartfelt performances touched the hearts of viewers across America. In 1979, at just 14 years old, he joined Knots Landing as Eric Fairgate, the idealistic son of Sid and Karen Fairgate, portraying a teenager caught between family responsibility and his own dreams. His role brought tenderness and authenticity to the show, capturing the struggles of youth, quiet rebellion, and the search for identity in a complicated world. Before Knots Landing, Steve had already moved audiences with appearances in Little House on the Prairie and The Waltons, including a memorable episode where he played a boy battling leukemia, a performance that left a lasting impression on millions. Sadly, his promising career came to an abrupt halt after the sudden death of his father in June 1990, a loss that deeply affected him. Just months later, on December 5, 1990, Steve Shaw tragically lost his life in a car accident in Los Angeles. He was only 25. Though his time was short, his impact remains, etched in the memories of fans who saw in him both vulnerability and true promise. Ruth Roman, born on December 22, 1922, in Lynn, Massachusetts, was one of Hollywood's brightest stars of the 1950s. She gained international fame in Alfred Hitchcock's classic Strangers on a Train, 1951, where her performance captured both elegance and strength. In 1986, at the age of 64, she made a poignant appearance on Knots Landing as Sylvia, a complex woman, calculating yet deeply wounded. Though a secondary role, her presence carried emotional weight and a nostalgic grace, bridging the golden age of cinema with the world of modern television. Behind her strong screen persona, Ruth endured a life of solitude and loss. One of her most haunting memories was surviving the tragic Andrea Doria shipwreck in 1956, where she nearly lost her young son, a trauma she carried forever. After 3 failed marriages, she quietly stepped away from the spotlight and spent her later years in Laguna Beach. Ruth Roman passed away peacefully in her sleep on September 9, 1999, at the age of 76. She leaves behind the memory of a once revered star, elegant, resilient, and now a bittersweet echo of classic Hollywood. Howard Duff, born on November 24, 1913, in Bremerton, Washington, was a commanding presence in American film, television, and radio for over 4 decades. Known for his deep, distinctive voice and cool charisma, he became a familiar face and voice to generations of audiences. In 1984, at the age of 71, he appeared on Knots Landing as Paul Galveston, a ruthless, high-powered businessman who brought sharp tension and dramatic weight to the series. Though his role was brief, it added a darker layer to the story, exposing the cost of unchecked ambition in the world of privilege. Beyond television, Duff shined in films like Kramer vs. Kramer and Against All Odds, and made his mark during the golden age of radio with his unforgettable portrayal of Detective Sam Spade. Off-screen, his personal life was no less dramatic, shaped by a complex and often strained marriage to actress Ida Lupino. Howard Duff passed away on July 8, 1990, in Santa Barbara, following a stroke. He was 76. Today, he is remembered as a gifted, versatile performer, one who mastered the art of portraying men with shadows, secrets, and soul. Betsy Palmer, born Patricia Betsy Herneck on November 1, 1926, in East Chicago, Indiana, was a gifted actress whose career spanned stage, television, and film. In 1989, at the age of 63, she appeared on Knots Landing as Virginia Bullock, a mysterious and sharp-witted aunt whose quiet presence brought subtle tension and emotional depth to the show's family drama. Though a supporting role, she gave it weight and grace, enriching the narrative with her lived-in intensity. But to many, Betsy Palmer is best remembered as Pamela Voorhees, the chilling mother of Jason, in the cult horror classic Friday the 13th, 1980, a role she famously accepted just to buy a new car, never imagining it would make her a horror icon. Off-screen, her life was marked by a divorce and a distant relationship with her daughter, yet she remained fiercely committed to her craft until the very end. Betsy Palmer passed away peacefully on May 29, 2015, in Connecticut, at the age of 88. She leaves behind the legacy of a strong, enigmatic artist, one who captivated audiences across generations with poise, power, and quiet intensity. Red Buttons, born Aaron Schwett on February 5, 1919, in Manhattan, New York, was a beloved entertainer whose humor, heart, and humanity lit up stages and screens for generations. A comedian, actor, and television star, he made America laugh, cry, and think throughout a career that spanned decades. In 1987, at the age of 68, he appeared in Knots Landing as Al Baker, a charming, witty, and deeply human character who brought warmth and levity to the show's emotional landscape. Though his time on the series was brief, his presence left a memorable impression, embodying the tenderness and spirit that defined his artistry. Red Buttons won an Academy Award for his powerful performance in Sayonara, 1957, and starred in iconic films such as The Poseidon Adventure and They Shoot Horses, Don't They? He passed away on July 13, 2006, in Los Angeles due to heart complications, at the age of 87. Red Buttons leaves behind the legacy of a luminous performer, an artist who could move audiences with just a smile, and whose warmth still echoes in the hearts he touched. Herb Edelman, born on November 5, 1933, in Brooklyn, New York, was one of the most familiar faces on American television from the 1960s through the 1990s. Known for his natural charm and sincere performances, he brought warmth and authenticity to every role he played. In 1990, at the age of 57, he appeared on Knots Landing as Sergeant Levine, a calm and perceptive police officer who helped balance chaos with justice in the show's emotionally charged world. Though a supporting role, Edelman's quiet presence and thoughtful demeanor left a lasting impression, adding a layer of realism and maturity to the story. He was already well-loved for playing Murray in The Odd Couple and especially Stanley, the endearing but exasperating ex-husband of Dorothy in The Golden Girls. Though he never sought the spotlight, Herb Edelman was respected for his dedication to the craft and his ability to light up every scene with humility and heart. He passed away on July 21, 1996, from emphysema at the age of 62. Today, he is remembered not just as a character actor, but as a comforting, steady presence whose legacy lives on through the quiet strength he brought to television. Michelle Lee, born on June 24, 1942, in Los Angeles, California, is one of the most enduring and empowering female icons in American television history. In 1979, at the age of 37, she stepped into the role of Karen Fairgate McKenzie on Knots Landing, a smart, courageous, and principled woman who stood for justice and fought fiercely to protect her family amid the chaos of her community. Her portrayal became the very soul of the series, and Michelle Lee remains the only cast member to appear in all 14 seasons, leaving an unforgettable mark on millions of viewers. Now at 83, she continues to shine as a symbol of elegance, talent, and perseverance. Beyond Knots Landing, Michelle earned Emmy nominations, won a Soap Opera Digest Award, and received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But she is more than just a television star. She's also a director, a producer, and an inspiration to generations of women who saw strength and grace in every character she brought to life. Joan Van Ark, born on June 16, 1943, in New York City, is one of the most beloved television actresses of the 1980s, known for her graceful beauty and emotionally rich performances. In 1979, at the age of 36, she took on the role of Valine Ewing, a gentle, deeply wounded, yet fiercely resilient woman whose journey resonated deeply with viewers. As Valine, Joan brought vulnerability, strength, and compassion to the screen, creating a character that became the emotional heart of Knots Landing. Through betrayal, heartbreak, and redemption, Valine stood as a symbol of perseverance and grace. Joan Van Ark remained a core part of the series throughout its 14-season run, leaving an indelible legacy. Now at 81, she still radiates elegance and continues to make occasional appearances on television. With a Daytime Emmy nomination and a Soap Opera Digest Award to her name, Joan Van Ark is remembered not only for her iconic role on Knots Landing, but for a career filled with heart, depth, and performances that touched generations. Ted Shackelford, born on June 23, 1946, in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, is a beloved television actor best known for his deeply emotional portrayal of Gary Ewing, a man torn between a troubled past and the sincere desire for redemption. When he first stepped into the role in 1979 at the age of 33, Ted quickly became a familiar face to audiences, capturing the complex inner struggles of a character seeking to rebuild his life while haunted by old mistakes. Gary Ewing became a central figure in Knots Landing, embodying the themes of guilt, forgiveness, and personal growth. Before joining the spin-off, he had already portrayed Gary on Dallas, making him one of the rare actors to successfully bridge both iconic series. Now at 79, Ted Shackelford lives a quiet life away from the spotlight, but his legacy endures. His performance remains a defining part of the golden age of American television, a time when characters like Gary Ewing helped millions connect, reflect, and feel. Donna Mills, born on December 11, 1940, in Chicago, Illinois, is one of the true icons of 1980s television, renowned for her sophisticated beauty and razor-sharp acting. In 1980, at the age of 39, she joined Knots Landing as Abby Cunningham, a brilliant, strategic woman unafraid to manipulate and scheme her way to the top. As a classic antagonist, Abby was irresistible. With her icy charm and layered psychology, she didn't just stir drama, she defined it. Donna's unforgettable portrayal made Abby one of the most iconic characters in the show's history and earned her multiple Soap Opera Digest awards, solidifying her place as one of America's television queens. Now at 83, Donna Mills still radiates elegance and occasionally graces the screen, proving that true star power never fades. With every glance, every calculated move, she left her mark, not just on Knots Landing, but on generations of viewers who watched her turn ambition into art. Constance McCashin, born on June 18, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, is best known and deeply loved for her portrayal of Laura Avery Sumner on Knots Landing. Joining the series in 1979 at the age of 32, she quickly stood out with her compelling performance as a smart, independent woman quietly unraveling within a troubled marriage. Laura was one of the show's most psychologically complex characters, an honest reflection of the inner struggles and societal pressures faced by so many women. Her sudden departure in season 9 shocked viewers and only deepened the emotional impact of Constance's work. After leaving the spotlight, she chose a different path, becoming a therapist, dedicating her life to helping others heal. Now at 77, Constance McCashin leads a quiet but meaningful life, remembered not only for her unforgettable role on screen, but also for her compassionate spirit off-screen. She remains a powerful example of an artist whose legacy is rooted in both performance and purpose. Lisa Hartman, born on June 1, 1956, in Houston, Texas, is a true multi-talented artist who found success both as an actress and a singer. In 1982, at just 26 years old, she joined Knots Landing as Kathy Geary, a haunted woman with a troubled past and a heart full of pain. The role allowed Lisa to showcase not only her emotional depth as an actress but also her powerful singing voice, bringing a unique musical layer to the series at the height of its popularity. Kathy became a symbol of rebirth, a woman rising from darkness, fighting to reclaim her dignity and rediscover love. Lisa's performance was soulful and unforgettable, blending vulnerability with strength in a way that resonated deeply with fans. Now at 68, she continues to radiate warmth and beauty, living a joyful life alongside her husband, country singer Clint Black, and their daughter. Lisa Hartman remains etched in memory not only as a television star, but as a true artist, someone who touched hearts through both her voice and her presence. Nicolette Sheridan, born on November 21, 1963, in Worthing, England, is an actress known for her captivating charm, piercing gaze, and magnetic screen presence. In 1986, at just 23 years old, she joined Knots Landing as Paige Matheson, the mysterious daughter of Greg Sumner. With her arrival came a breath of fresh air, a brilliant, ambitious, and emotionally layered young woman who would soon become central to some of the show's most compelling storylines. Paige was more than a character. She was a symbol of transformation, helping to usher in a bold new chapter for the series in its later seasons. After Knots Landing, Nicolette achieved international fame as Edie Britt on Desperate Housewives, a role that earned her a Golden Globe nomination and solidified her status as a global TV icon. Now at 60, she continues to shine with undeniable elegance and enduring popularity, admired not only for her talent, but also for her strength, independence, and timeless appeal in an ever-changing industry. William Devane, born on September 5, 1939, in Albany, New York, is a seasoned actor known for his cool demeanor, razor-sharp intellect, and nuanced performances. In 1983, at the age of 44, he joined Knots Landing as Greg Sumner, a powerful politician and ruthless businessman whose ambition and manipulative charm captivated viewers. With his arrival, the series took on new depth. Greg Sumner wasn't just a character. He was a force of nature, bringing political intrigue, emotional complexity, and unforgettable drama to the heart of the show. Over more than a decade, Devane's portrayal made Greg one of the most compelling figures in the series' history. Beyond Knots Landing, William Devane continued to impress in standout roles on 24, Interstellar, and countless other film and television projects. Now at 85, he still graces the screen from time to time, admired for his enduring presence and commanding performances. William Devane remains a towering figure in Hollywood, an actor of remarkable depth, longevity, and legacy. Terry Austin, born on April 17, 1957, in Toronto, Canada, is an actress who left a powerful mark on 1980s television with her striking beauty and captivating screen presence. In 1985, at just 28 years old, she joined Knots Landing as Jill Bennett, a seductive, brilliant, and dangerously calculating attorney who quickly became one of the show's most unforgettable antagonists. With chilling composure and dramatic twists, Jill shook the very foundation of the series, turning Terry Austin into a standout figure and one of the most compelling villains of the decade. Her performance brought a new edge to the show's storytelling, captivating viewers week after week. Off-screen, Terry took a different path, dedicating herself to animal welfare and environmental causes. Now at 67, she leads a quiet but meaningful life, remembered not only as a formidable presence on television, but as a passionate advocate for the world around her. Terry Austin remains a symbol of strength, depth, and purpose, both in fiction and in reality. Stacey Galena, born on September 24, 1966, in Baltimore, Maryland, captured the hearts of television audiences in the early 1990s with her grace and quiet intensity. In 1990, at just 24 years old, she joined Knots Landing as Kate Whitaker, the sensitive and mysterious niece of Claudia, whose arrival added new emotional layers and intrigue to the Sumner family dynamic. Her performance brought a breath of fresh air to the final seasons, enriching the show with subtle drama and heartfelt storytelling. Before acting, Stacey was a gifted ballet dancer, but a leg injury forced her to change paths. She turned to acting and quickly became a beloved presence on screen. Following Knots Landing, she appeared in series like Providence and Lost at Home before stepping away from the spotlight due to health reasons. Now 58, Stacey Galena lives a quiet life, but remains in memory as a fleeting yet unforgettable gem, an actress whose presence, though brief, left a lasting mark on one of TV's most cherished dramas. Kathleen Noon, born on January 8, 1945, in Hillsdale, New Jersey, is a seasoned actress whose refined intensity and layered performances have earned her a lasting place in the hearts of television audiences. In 1990, at the age of 45, she joined Knots Landing as Claudia Whitaker, a sophisticated, ambitious woman whose polished exterior masked a web of manipulation and control. Her arrival brought a new wave of dramatic tension to the series' final seasons, helping to sustain its emotional weight and narrative intrigue until the very end. Before Knots Landing, Kathleen had already made a name for herself as Ellen Shepard on All My Children, a role that earned her a Daytime Emmy Award and widespread acclaim. After Knots Landing, she continued to shine in popular shows like Sunset Beach and Passions, further cementing her legacy as one of soap opera's most skilled and respected performers. Now at 79, Kathleen Noon remains active in the arts, a true master of complex characters and a graceful force in the world of television drama. Hunt Block, born on February 16, 1954, in Washington, D.C., is an actor with timeless charm, a commanding voice, and a gift for subtle, nuanced performances. In 1987, at the age of 33, he joined Knots Landing as Peter Hollister, a polished and intelligent young businessman whose seductive exterior masked darker motives. His portrayal added layers of intrigue and power play to the series, injecting fresh dramatic tension into the political and emotional fabric of the show. After Knots Landing, Hunt Block went on to build a successful career in daytime television, becoming a familiar face in beloved soap operas like Guiding Light and One Life to Live. His talent and charisma made him one of the defining figures of the genre during the 1980s and 1990s. Now 71, he leads a quiet life but remains active in the arts, remembered as a true television gentleman. Refined, magnetic, and forever part of an era that shaped American drama. Knots Landing may have ended long ago, but the legacy of its cast still lives on in the hearts of fans. Their real-life journeys, whether triumphant or tragic, form an irreplaceable part of television history. They gave us raw emotion, unforgettable moments, and characters we'll never forget. And now, as the stage lights have dimmed, we hold their memory close, Like stars that once lit up the Hollywood sky, their light still lingers, timeless and eternal.